This was a late-night interview with a young man who lives in St. Vincent. The interview was done on April 13th, 2021, the 42nd anniversary of La Soufriere's last major eruption, which took place in 1979. Just give us an idea of where in St. Vincent you are.
Well, I'm more to the Warden in Camden Park.
So you are in what would pretty much be a safe zone?
Yes, it's the orange zone. It's not actually the safe zone, but I'm not getting affected by the volcano that very much.
You're not feeling the full effects of the volcano, but it's a casual question, but it's a necessary question. How are you coping?
Well, to be honest, it's an experience for me. The reason why I say that, I never experienced the volcano erupting. This is the first time, and from what I heard from people who experienced the last one, and this one is a lot aggressive, should I say. From my point of view, I'm coping very well, trying to maintain my composure and just be observant and see what's going on with everything and all.
How has life changed?
Well, life has changed significantly because of the situation with the volcano. It contaminated the water supply pretty bad. So I won't say only my area, but I would say probably 90% of St. Vincent. We are very low on water. So in my location where I'm living in Camden Park, we did not have water since that day when the volcano erupted. We have no water until this very moment.
So what is the solution at this time? What do you have to do?
Well, lucky for us, where I am living, we have a tank. We have a water tank in our backyard. Also, the water authority in St. Vincent is posting information online on social media. There's where we get most of our information on Facebook or on WhatsApp. And they give us information on what days and where we can go and get water from. Like, for example, there's some neighborhoods that they have a truck going around with a tank on it, and they will announce which area, what time, and you can go with your buckets or your jugs and you can get it filled up. But there is a brewery where they produce the local beer, Hyroon. They are trying to help the neighborhood by providing water for them in the morning from a certain hours and in the afternoon in a certain hours also.
Well, you mentioned that you get your updates online, so that means your internet service is still pretty stable.
Well, coming to that part, yes, it is stable. They're doing a great job. Sometimes it fluctuates, sometimes it cuts out. We had some issues in the first, say, 2 days with power outage. There was power outage in certain neighborhoods, and there was sometimes probably the whole St. Vincent power outage. But the guys, they did a pretty good job, to be honest with you. The power outage never lasts more than, say, approximately 10-15 minutes. So for that part, I will tell you they did a great job with maintaining the power supply. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually good news. So you still have something to rely on.
Yes, please.
Tell me about the temperature that you feel during the day. Has it changed? Is it hotter than usual?
Yes, to be honest, it is. Right? It's pretty hot. So I found myself using the fans and the AC more often than we do. And to make things even worse, what I saw online and from what I saw on social media, a lot of people are complaining because of the volcanic eruption and all the ash that is spewed in the air. We are advised to stay indoors and lock our windows and doors, which is necessary because you don't want to get affected by the dust. It's not good for your health. It can damage your lungs in the long run, and you don't want it to get in your personal space. So for the people who doesn't have AC and fan, they have to be locked in the house in the heat all this. So not so good for some people.
Are you picking up that smell of sulfur in the air?
Well, yes, yes. From day one, we get the sulfur smell. Where I am staying at the moment in Camden Park, to reach to the volcano, it's like approximately, say, an hour drive, and I can literally smell the sulfur and the ash the day when the volcano erupted.
You're experiencing ashfall in your area?
From the day from the Friday, which was the 9th of this month, to Monday, we had serious ash contaminating all over. But more people in the northern area, which is much more closer to the volcano, they had like thick layers of ash. Like some places literally reported up to over 6 inches of ash on the roof, which devastated a lot of people because of the weight of the ash. A lot of houses and the roofs got collapsed in, and in my location we had a heavy formation of ash also. We were a little more fortunate because we were more farther away from the danger, or should I say the red zone. Yes.
But we're reading, that a lot of people don't want to leave their homes, those who are in the red zone. Do you know of anyone there who is still there?
Well, it's funny you ask that question. There was something issued from the Prime Minister and the government, which people who are living in the red zone, that they're putting an order that anyone they meet in that red zone will be held accountable and will be fined, and they will be imprisoned. So on social media, there was a gentleman, I think there are probably only less than 5 people remaining in those areas, and they were debating and telling them to please leave by a specific time and so forth. So they put it on live just in case any situation occurs, they can have something to be, accountable for. So they speak to the few remaining locals who are in the red zone, and a lot of people in that location, a lot of money on livestock and plants, and that's how they survive.
Any shelters close to where you are?
Well, yes. So where I'm staying, there's a secondary school. It's called Bethel Secondary School. So there's people from different locations and different neighborhoods. They come down there, and it's like less than 10 minutes walk from where I'm staying. So from what I heard, they're being treated pretty good. They're being given food. People in the neighborhood are donating clothes. They're donating items that are not going to be perishable, like canned food and water and so forth.
How scared are you?
Well, as I said, from a scale to 1 to 10, at this moment, it's like a 5. I'm just maintaining my composure, because to be panicking and scared at a critical time like this, it's the worst thing you can do. That's what I can advise people. Don't be scared. Be cautious and, be informative and just be alert and aware.
How is this going to impact the COVID vaccination drive? Because you all had just started.
Yes, that came to my mind today. I won't say that it will be put on a halt, because I can see that the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are working on trying to keep everybody safe. They're making sure that everybody's trying their best to make sure everybody's social distance, wearing a mask, checking their temperatures and so forth. But pertaining directly with the distribution of the vaccines, I think it's just working on it 100%.
You spoke about the water contamination earlier, but what about food? What about other basic supplies? Are you still able to go out and access those stuff?
Well, at the moment, the business places in the city of Kingston, some of them are closed, like supermarkets and so forth. I actually went to the supermarkets in the city. I just took a quick drive. I was a little reluctant at first, but I went. And I went to 3 separate supermarkets, which was open. Most of them were closed. And when I looked on the shelf, it was a little scanty because a lot of people, grabbed a lot of items early on in the week because they already predicted the situation can last for at least weeks, or as a scientist said, it could last for months. So people are taking extra measures and extra steps by buying a lot of canned food. A lot of canned items are going off the shelves. A lot of local food also are being sold out. But we still have access to food. The only thing is that, which is understandable, the markets, most of them are shut down.
Did you hear eruptions in the past?
Yes. I did hear it. From my description, it's like taking a bunch of boulders and just tossing them down a hill. As I said, I'm living a very good distance, approximately 1 hour drive away from the volcano. Well, the first day it happened, right, to be honest, I was in my room and I was on my phone, and before I heard anything, because I was playing music, I saw a notification came in that says that the La Soufriere has just erupted, and I was like, I alert everybody in the house and said, guys, I heard that the La Soufriere just erupted. It's when we went outside and we focused in on the location, you can hear the rumbling, and we can see all the ashes just blanket the whole sky, everything just felt congested immediately. And as I said, I heard everything, I saw everything, and well, the sulfur smell started like more in the night when everything starts falling back and so forth. But I usually hear it at night. Yes.
Yeah, that must be really scary, isn't it?
Yes, because I'm thinking I'm so far away and I'm hearing it. So every morning I go online, there's comments about people, even people who are in the safe zone, individuals who are in the safe zone, and they're a little more closer than me. They're saying they're so scared to even close their eyes because they're hearing it, the rumbling every 45 minutes or every hour, you're hearing the rumbling. And again.
Yes, the scientists and the experts are saying this could go on for months. I mean, how is that going to impact business?
It's going to give a very critical hit to business in general because the situation is importing of goods, right? The volcano has limited the importing of goods because to get goods come into the country by boat, it is possible, but we get it, a lot of our products by plane also on airport, and the airport is unavailable at this moment, and a lot of businesses shut because of this also a lot. They had a report out that state only essential workers and certain workers that they need to help with the cleaning process, and supermarkets should stay open for the moment. So a lot of business places are closed. As I said a couple of minutes ago, when I went to the city, it was like a little ghost town. It was very quiet. So if it's affecting business this early, I can imagine what will happen in the next coming weeks or months. But I would like to see some type of innovation, like we can get help in that sector or something like that. But hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm being open-minded that hopefully we get help, and we continue getting help from our neighboring islands and our family from abroad.
But Curtis, what do you normally do? What are you a student? Do you work?
Well, I'm going to tell you that this year is one of the craziest years for me. I'm based in Orlando, Florida. I'm actually born Trinidadian. Yes, you're not going to hear the accent because I've been away from Trinidad so long. Probably when I'm a little excited, you might hear it popping out a little, but yes, I'm born Trinidad, Tobago. My mom and dad, we migrated away from Trinidad. I was around, say, 10, 11 when I left Trinidad. From there, I came to Flemington to live. But now I'm working with Disney at the moment. But I am home because of the situation that's going on in the U.S. with the COVID-19. some station in the Caribbean for the moment. So that's what I was saying. It's crazy because I'm home here and I'm experiencing all these things. So it's something to remember. This is going to create a memory in my mind for forever.
Ah, yes. But I suppose, you're there with your family, because if you were still in Orlando, you would have obviously been worried about your family.
Definitely, yes, definitely. I would have been worried. I would have been calling, making sure about everybody because, it's one country, one nation. Yes, my family is first, but I have to worry about everybody in general, to be honest, That's just the way I am.
But how do you keep grounded, Curtis? You say you try to remain composed, but how do you do that?
Well, I can say it's a lot to do. I think it's a lot to do with my job, too. Yes, because where I work, we are trained a lot to deal with situations and emergencies. That's one thing about my company, Disney. That's their main thing. They always train us that safety is the number one priority. And when there are certain situations, not to panic. Not to panic. Be alert, be aware, communicate, and you can figure things out much better. As I said, I'm going to be honest, the very first day I was like in awe because I never experienced it. But I know how to keep a clear mind, stay focused, get information, and just, maintain my composure.
And I imagine that helps your family to remain composed as well.
Yes, because you don't want a chain reaction,
Mm-hmm, yes.
One person starts panicking and everybody starts stressing and panicking. So you need an anchor to keep everyone and everything around you stable.
Curtis, this has been wonderful chatting with you, and your
Thank you so much.
Your fortitude, your resilience, it's just so admirable and inspiring. So continue to, stay balanced and be strong, keep safe. And thank you for giving us an idea of what it is like in St. Vincent during this time. And we'll stay in touch.
Most definitely. It will be my pleasure.